Hello, my loves. Thanks for joining me. For those of you who are new, welcome. My name is Hannah. I'm here to help you step into your power and create abundance and success and a very happy, joy-filled life on your own terms. Help you break free of the limitations and really live your most true, authentic life. So today, let me move this out of the way actually. Today, what I would like to speak with you guys about is some of the things that you can expect when you're raising your vibration, because I know a lot of people, when you're on your journey and you decide to level up, we're met with a lot of resistance, and this is normal. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. And I just want to share with you some thoughts on this and hopefully bring you a sense of peace and give you some encouragement along your journey. And before we want to get started, I just want to let you guys know a couple things. One, the way to connect with me if you're interested in any of my self-study courses or working with me one-on-one or joining our Patreon group, even my Etsy shop, all of that stuff, the podcast, YouTube, all the things will be linked. If you're watching on YouTube, it'll be in the description box and down below. And if you're watching on Instagram, it'll be the link in my bio. And on that note, guys, the makeup I'm wearing, if you were someone who likes clean ingredients, this only has 3 ingredients. If you like a very minimalistic look with makeup, that's what I'm wearing now. I'm wearing a cheek and lip tint, eyeshadow, and a little highlighter. These are handmade mineral makeups that I make, and so that's on my Etsy shop, along with crystals, some beautiful t-shirts, sweatshirts, reusable tote bags, mugs, all sorts of things, jewelry, all sorts of things. So you can check all that stuff out, okay? And don't mind all the noise, guys. I live in a very noisy place, but it is temporary, so just bear with me this next little while until I find my new home. Okay, but raising your vibration, let's dive into this. What can you expect? Well, I've done a couple of videos on this before, but I want to also add in some things that I haven't spoken on yet. So what can happen is when you decide that you're ready for more, when you get really clear about what you want to manifest, sometimes it seems like things get worse. Like all the things that you don't like are becoming louder, they're more in your face, they're more pronounced, they're more unbearable. And I'm laughing because I'm going through this in my own way, and it literally happens like every single time. Guys, I have not experienced this not happen, so I want to share this with you so you can be prepared, right? And a lot of people think, oh my gosh, what's happening? I'm not gonna get my desired outcome. Things are getting worse, and they start really getting triggered and really reacting to their outer world, what's going on. But what really is going on, and they make it mean something about them. They think that they're doing something wrong. They think they can't have what they want. They just get into like wallowing, and they spiral downward because they get very triggered. This is why you need to really master your emotions, which is, if you work with me, this is the work we do one-on-one. It's a lot of the work we do, not all of it, obviously. But because it's hard to get over that hump for a lot of people, right? They're like, how do I stop reacting? But what I want to share with you today is that that's actually normal. And the reason why is you can think of it as kind of like purging. It's like all the old stuff is like, it needs to kind of spiral out of your vibration, if that makes sense, like out of your energetic field. And it's almost like the fact that you got really clear about what you want, it's almost like you're hyper aware of what you don't want, right? And this is where you have to really discipline yourself and not let yourself be triggered. You have to be indifferent, basically, to what's going on. This is why in a lot of law of attraction teaching, especially like Neville Goddard based, which I study him and I really like his work, they talk about ignoring your current reality, and people have a really hard time with this. And I've done a video on this before. I don't remember which one. If I remember it, I'll try to link it. But it was explaining how it's almost like when you do a detox in your body, right? When you make the decision, we're going to detox, and you start taking action to detox, it's like all the toxins surface, and you can actually feel like you're getting more sick before you get better. And you know, if you're going to do a detox, you don't turn the other way and like give up and freak out and go cry and go eat a tub of ice cream. No, you continue the detox. You understand, okay, I just need to persist. This is clearing up. This is actually a good sign because it means it's working, right? So the same thing goes with your manifestations. And then the second thing I want to share with you today is people and situations will drop out of your life, right? There will be people or they'll start reacting differently to you, right? So when you start holding more light, when you start holding yourself in higher regard, when you're stepping more into your power, there are going to be people who don't like it. And I want to share with you a quote. I'm going to try not to butcher it, but it's something along the lines of, the only people who get mad at you for having boundaries or creating boundaries are the ones who benefited from you not having them. So really let that sink in. The only people who get mad at you and triggered by you having boundaries are the ones who would benefit from you not having them, okay? So this will become more pronounced, especially if you're someone who's used to giving your power away and you start taking your power back and you start standing your ground, or maybe you stop giving long explanations for things, or maybe you stop feeling like you owe other people something, right? Or maybe there's people who just aren't very high vibe and you want to, airplane guys, sorry. Maybe people who are like, they're more holding more lower vibrations, and you decide you want to kind of limit your interactions with them, you'll find people getting really offended and triggered. And this is another saying, I think it's something along the lines of an unhealed person will find offense in everything, right? Like people who are unhealed get offended by everything, right? Because they're making it all about them and they got to blame you and they're in victim consciousness. So you'll become hyper aware of the people like that. And sometimes it's people who you knew they were like that and you consciously decided you wanted to distance yourself from them. But other times will be people who maybe you're a little shocked. You weren't expecting that from them, but it's like the fact that you're holding more light, the fact that you're vibrating higher, the fact that you're feeling more confident, the fact that you're winning, the fact that like you're up leveling, it shines a light in all the ways that they're playing small. It kind of puts them under the spotlight and it triggers them. And it's like the darkness, the lower vibrations that they're holding doesn't like the light and the higher vibration that you're holding. And sometimes people act out in really crazy ways, or they just disappear. You never hear from them again. Or like, this is a cool one I've noticed too, like, and I play this game sometimes when I'm like in a situation where I'm not loving the energy of the people, I will consciously raise my vibration and tune out what's going on around me. I'm like the airplanes right now. Just kidding. Oh, guys, literally, the second I make a video, I miss the COVID times when there weren't so many flights. But anyway, I'll do this sometimes when I notice the energy of a group isn't quite how I like it, like whether it's like people in my neighborhood or like my neighbors, like in my building, or maybe people at work or people I have to interact with on a daily basis. If I'm noticing I don't like the energy and vibration of them, I'll consciously decide to tune out the negativity, and I will just focus on raising my vibration. And it's crazy how then some people, I literally never bump into them anymore. Like you could be bumping into this one person over and over again, but then you change your vibration, you raise your frequency, and it's like you just don't cross paths because you're not an energetic match. Okay, so you'll find out, like the frenemies will surface, the haters will surface, people will just disappear. Some people you won't even bump into anymore. Some people will be like extra annoying with you. Like all these different things can happen. And what I want you to do is take this as a sign that you're doing everything right. You're changing your vibration. And we know, and I say this all the time, nothing changes if nothing changes. Literally, nothing in your outside reality is going to change for the better if you don't make a change in who you're being, how you're showing up, what energy you're holding. And if anything, the change you'll notice is things will get worse and spiral downward because you're like looking to the outside of everything that's wrong and being triggered and reacting, and you're just going to create more of that, right? So when you consciously choose to raise your vibration, expect these things, expect a little bit of pushback. It happens. This is the opportunity for you to decide who's going to give in first. Am I going to give in and cave and start reacting to my reality and just fall back into all the shitty old patterns I know? Or am I going to persist and let the outside world bend to me and match my new vibration? Because the thing is, the outside world is actually responding to the energy you're holding. And I know this is a tough one to swallow because you're like, how in the world? I didn't like consciously create this, right? Like I would never choose XYZ for myself, and that's understandable. But sometimes we're attracting based off of, wounds we're holding subconsciously in our energy, maybe from birth, maybe from it's like an ancestral pattern. Maybe it's just like, you've gone through life and you've collected disappointments and things you were bitter about and things you didn't like. And if you didn't heal it, it's still in your energy field. And so oftentimes we don't realize this until we get to a point where we're thinking, I really don't like my current circumstances. How did I get here? And there's a level of yes, we need to go in and we need to heal things, and we can take a look at things. But there's also a level of, we don't need to dwell on the past. We don't really need to focus so much on what got you there. We need to focus on getting you in the energy of the solution, right? So that's why I think some people stay really stuck in personal development. They're really stuck on the inner child work and healing those wounds and like going back to the past. And I'm not saying not to do that. That's actually a big part of the work I do with my clients, but it's like you don't want to stay there. You want to do that to see it so you can at least become aware of like, what's my pattern? What's this trauma that I'm reenacting every day, so I can stop doing that and choose something else. But then you need to put all your energy and focus into where you're going. All right, so I could go on and on about this all day. There's a lot to say on this, but I just wanted to make this video for those of you who are choosing new, who are up leveling, and you're meeting that resistance, or you're finding that friends and family and coworkers aren't supportive, or you're like, whoa, why are things getting really strange and like loud all of a sudden in my outer reality? And it's because you are changing. So continue to do the work. All right, and I know getting to that point and persisting is like the hardest point, right? Especially when you've lived your whole life one way. Like maybe you've only known one thing. Maybe you've only known one way of making money. Maybe you've only known how to date one certain type of person. Maybe you've only had like a certain amount of money that you've made and you've never been able to break through, or maybe like you've had certain health conditions your whole life, right? Like maybe you've had these patterns that have been going on a long time and you don't know another way of being. That's where it can be really hard to say, okay, I want to embody a new level, but I don't know what that looks like. I don't know how to get there. I don't know what's in my blind spot. I don't know what's holding me back. I know intuitively it's got to be an energy thing, but I'm not sure how to shift it. And that's the work I do with my clients. Okay, so if you are thinking you want support, you can definitely look into the different ways. Click on my links, see the different ways to connect with me, the different offers I have, because I would love to be able to support you wherever you're at and help you break through, because you 100% can. I want to remind you that you are the creator of your reality, and no one can do this healing work except for you, all right? And of course, I can guide and love and support you, but ultimately it's you who has to do the work. Only you can change it. But that's a good thing, because that means you're not a victim, right? No one and nothing else outside of you is controlling you. You are controlling you. All right, my loves. So I'm sending you a lot of love from my heart to yours. One last announcement that I forgot to say in the beginning is for those of you who have been interested in Manifest Clear Skin. That is my newest course that I have just launched, where I take you through a really beautiful emotional healing journey. We reprogram, we heal, we reconnect with your body. We do all the things that actually help you heal acne. So if you've heard me speak on that, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, guys, I used to have cystic acne, and I struggled and struggled and struggled, and I tried every method, every route, and nothing was budging. And intuitively, I knew it was my energy. I knew I needed to heal, and I was able to get rid of the cystic acne, but then still was having like clogged pores and different issues. It was like the acne wasn't fully going away. So then I had a lot of mindset stuff and like self-concept stuff that I had to do, specifically related to like skin and what I believed I could have, right? So I take you through the whole process. It's a little hard to explain everything because there's a lot we cover, but it's the Proven method. I've led personal one-on-one clients through this. I've led myself through this. And if you are someone who struggles with acne and you feel like it's really holding you back and you feel really frustrated, like everything you're trying isn't working, maybe check it out. I encourage you to take a look, see if it feels like a good fit for you. That is going to be at the intro pricing until the end of day on the 22nd. So if you're watching this real time, May 22nd, 2021, it will be $222, and then on the 23rd, it goes up to $333. All right, so for those of you who know you want to do it or you want to check it out, there's the early bird pricing for you. That's all the announcements, guys. I am sending you love. Stay strong. You've got this. Have an amazing weekend, and I will catch you soon. Bye.